I'm going to be filming a little inside look into what my carry-on essentials are, along with some travel tips to make your flight experience as smooth as possible. So this is the carry-on bag that I'm going to be using on my trip. This is my go-to bag when it comes to any kind of traveling, actually. It's a Victoria's Secret bag. I love this bag because it is yet to fail me. It's very durable and I can fit so much in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I put inside my carry-on bag. So I will be flying Southwest, which means that there are absolutely no baggage fees. And so of course I'm gonna take advantage of that, and I'm going to check in some luggage and pack as much as I can. But with that being said, you have to remember that there are risks when you are checking in luggage. So there's the potential of you losing your bag, there's potential of you getting things stolen or damaged, and there's also that chance that your bag might not get to the destination where you're going to at the same time that you're getting there. So you always want to make sure that you have an extra pair of clothing with you. I just have some undergarments, a t-shirt, and some shorts because where I'm going to, it's going to be very, very hot. Also, if you're checking in luggage, you want to remember to take a photo of the luggage that you're taking with you, along with any valuables that you might be packing on your trip. So any jewelry or any electronics or anything that's irreplaceable to you. That way, just in case something happens to your luggage, whether it be lost, damaged, stolen, or it doesn't reach the destination, then you want to have proof that you have had these things with you in your possession while you were traveling. Or not in your possession, but that you checked in these things when you were traveling. When you're packing, you want to make sure that you keep things as organized as possible. You don't want to be rummaging through your carry-on bag trying to look for hand sanitizer, or trying to look for your ID, or trying to look for a snack. You want to make sure that you have everything in its place, and that way when it comes time to find something, you know exactly where to look. I have 3 different bags with me that contain makeup or food or toiletries. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the toiletries bag right now. I always make sure that my toiletries bag is see-through. So I kind of had this mesh bag, not mesh bag, but like see-through bag lying around. It's a drawstring bag, and I'm able to fit all of my necessary toiletry items in this bag. Don't forget that anything you bring with you in your carry-on bag has to be 3 ounces or less, otherwise they will throw it away in your face. Trust me, it has happened to me before where I bought $20 worth of facial cream and it was not 3 ounces or less, and I completely forgot it was in my carry-on bag and they had to make me throw it away. So just keep that in mind whenever you're packing things into your carry-on bag. So I always make sure that I have travel size deodorant with me just so that I stay fresh throughout the flight. In case you didn't know, there are loads of germs on an airplane, so I always make sure that I have hand sanitizer with me, and along with hand sanitizer I always make sure that I have a travel size lotion of some kind, whether it be hand lotion or body lotion or anything like that. When you're up in the air, your skin tends to get really dry, so you want to make sure that you keep yourself moisturized. Aside from the hand cream or the body cream that I take with me, I always make sure that I have a travel size or trial size version of the facial moisturizer that I use. So I use the CeraVe AM facial moisturizing lotion with SPF 30. This was recommended by my dermatologist, and so I use this on a daily basis, but he also gave me some travel size or trial size portions of this because he knew that I was traveling soon. And so since, like I mentioned, when you're up in the air and your skin tends to get really dry, it wants to naturally produce oil, and then that's just going to lead to breakouts. So since I'm prone to breakouts often, then I always make sure that I have this with me on hand, and I will reapply when I'm on the airplane. I do wear contact lenses, so it's very important that I bring an extra pair of lenses with me. And of course, I always make sure that I bring my eyeglasses and my contact lens case. And of course, since I'm bringing my contact lens case, I want to make sure that I have the solution. If I do happen to take my contacts off on the plane, then I always want to make sure that I have Visine on hand to keep my eyes lubricated. If you are female, it's probably a good idea to have some panty liners or cleansing cloths with you just to stay fresh while you're sitting for hours on a plane. And you can never forget your ibuprofen or Tylenol or Advil or anything of that sort, because you never know who you're sitting next to on a plane. It can be somebody who's going to be yapping your ear off, or it can be a 2-year-old that's screaming at the top of her lungs. So always have this on hand, just kind of calm those headaches that you might get while you're on the plane. The next bag I want to go through is my makeup bag, and this is just basic skincare essentials that I always have with me when I'm traveling. So the first thing I want to cover is the Simple Sensitive Skin Experts Cleansing Facial Wipes. It has no harsh chemicals, so it's very good for sensitive skin. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I need to have facial wipes with me at all times just so that I can refresh my face whenever I feel I need to. Because my face gets pretty oily pretty quickly, I like to have clean and clear oil absorbing sheets just to kind of pat on my skin or pat on my face, and it'll absorb the oil and just leave my makeup intact and it won't smudge anything. And then of course, keeping in mind with the whole 3 ounces or less rule, I like to have my BB cream with me, which is only 2 ounces, and this is the regular BB cream Garnier Skin Renew Miracle Skin Perfector for combination to oily skin. So I love this. Of course, some smoothing cream concealer by Estee Lauder. I normally prefer bronzer over blush, but the bronzer that I have is a loose powder, and I just think that would be a mess on the plane, so I'm just going to be bringing with me my MAC blush in the shade Peaches, and I have this EcoTools blush brush that I got from Walgreens. I can't live without mascara, so I have my Maybelline Full and Soft mascara in Very Black, and of course my chapstick, my Burt's Bees Replenishing Lip Balm with pomegranate. It smells so good. And that's just my makeup or skincare bag, and once again I got this from Victoria's Secret. It was another one of those free gifts after a $75 purchase, so took advantage of that too. Bags are kind of expensive at the airport, so I make sure that I carry some with me. This is just an old Chloe perfume gift bag that was included in like one of those gift sets. Make sure that I always pack gum with me because number 1, my ears pop pretty easily on a plane, and number 2, you want to make sure that you have fresh breath when you're flying because you never know who you're going to meet. I'm flying pretty early, but I need to stay away from coffee because my skin is finally clearing up, and I used to include so much sugar in my coffee to the point where now that I'm carrying tea bags with me at all times, I can deviate from the coffee and go straight for my green tea or my black tea. So I have the Tazo Zen green tea and the Awake English Breakfast black tea. I also have 2 Nature Valley Crunch granola bars in oats and honey, like it's a shade really. Oats and honey Nature Valley granola bars. Got 2 of them. So this is an old pencil case that we got at Walmart for like $2, right? I carry my earbuds and my phone charger, and I have them tied with one of those sandwich ties. So cheap, so inexpensive, free. And I use earbuds as opposed to those big headphones because I'll either go on the plane with my hair pretty fluffed out, or I'll go in a pineapple and it's just gonna smush my hair down, and I don't like flat hair on my head. I'm naturally cold all the time, so I have to have a sweater with me because it gets especially cold on an airplane. I always make sure that I have a sweater. This again, can you tell I shop at Victoria's Secret a lot? This again is a Victoria's Secret sweater that I got, I think it was last year. It's pink, it's black. Well, it's pink, like the lime pink, but it's black, obviously. And it's just a hoodie, and it's very comfortable, so I have to make sure that I have this with me, along with socks. I'll most likely be flying with sandals on, but even if you're not flying with sandals and you're wearing like easy slip-on shoes or something like that, just bring socks with you because you know your feet are gonna get cold. And so I always make sure that I have some with me because my feet get cold. I usually have magazines with me, and I am going to be reading the Cosmo for Latinas with Zoe Saldana on it. The September issue, I have not read it yet. I'm packing it in my carry-on, so don't spoil anything for me because I will hate you for life. Depending on what's on my phone or how much space I have on my phone, I either just bring my phone or I bring my phone and my Galaxy Tab 3. Both of them pretty much do the exact same thing, except this, I can make phone calls, and the other one I can't. But this time I'm only bringing my phone because it's got everything, like I said, that my Tab 3 has. It has music, it does have movies, it does have apps or games, and it also has Amazon Kindle, so I can always read up on the latest book that I've downloaded on my phone. Another thing that I carry in my carry-on bag is my wallet, and this is a pretty long wallet. I can fit my boarding pass in here, and any other valuable or important documents that I need, I can fit it in here. And of course my ID and my debit or credit cards, all that goes in my wallet. And I can either carry the purse that I'm going to be bringing with me on the trip in my carry-on bag if I can fit it, or I can just bring my crossbody bag and put my purse in my luggage that I'm going to be checking in. So I just think that bringing the crossbody this time is going to be more convenient for me. I have space for my phone, I have space for the necessary items that I need, like my ID and my credit cards or any cash that I need to have on hand. I just think this is easier because I feel like when I get to my destination, I'm not going to want to go through my luggage, rummaging through it and trying to look for my purse and then like refill my purse with everything that I need when I just have everything that I need in my crossbody. And that's usually everything that I pack with me on my carry-on. It's still pretty light. I have a whole lot more room in here to fit other things, but I would much rather travel as comfortable as possible. And just a couple of other tips that I want to give you guys so you can keep in mind whenever you are planning your trip or if you are flying is that with most airlines, you're able to select your own seats. I know with Southwest you aren't able to select your seats ahead of time, but usually if you check in early, then you're given an assigned boarding position, which is almost the same thing, like it's like a first come first serve basis. So if you're first on the plane, then of course you're able to pick the seats that you want. Just remember that a plane is pretty much like a seesaw. So if it's your first time flying, or if your stomach gets really unsettled whenever you are flying, then you want to make sure that you choose a seat that's as close to the middle of the plane as possible. Another tip that I have for you if you are flying is to download an app that's going to make your flight experience as easy as possible. So I have TripIt installed onto my phone, and what it does is it just makes your travel itinerary for you. You can either have it synced to your phone to where it looks into your email account and searches for any flight reservations that you have, or you can forward your confirmation email from the flight that you've booked to TripIt, and it, like I said, plugs everything in and creates an itinerary for you. It's all of your booking information, all of your flight information, your terminal, your gate, your seat, everything that you might possibly think of that comes with your flight is going to be in your app. Prep your documents before you get in line, or at least before you get to the front of the line, just so that you're not wasting anybody's time, especially your own. And don't forget, when you're going through security, just know that 99.9% of the time, TSA is not in a good mood, and they just want you to hurry up and get your things ready and go. Make sure you have your shoes off, your belt off, your jewelry off, and put that in one little container thing that they have for you, and just go through the line and make sure that you don't beep, because it's just annoying when you have to keep going through the metal detector and people are waiting for you and TSA's waiting for you and you're probably rushing. Just pay attention, be ready, follow directions, and everybody's happy. If you have flown before, or you're a frequent flyer and you have some travel tips that you want to share with everybody, please leave that in a comment below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, and you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Reese's Brizzos. Most of my videos have been about curly hair, so if you happen to have curly hair, you can always check those out too. And I believe that is everything I wanted to cover today, so have a safe flight. Bye!